Christmas hopes. Here's hoping Santa uses something better than Apple Maps on Christmas. Happy Christmas, guys. Welcome to the Wreckless podcast. Cody Storts here, sitting at a new location, man. We joined forces over here, and we're joining Zach on my left at Journeyman's in this lovely place, man. This is the first time I've been here, and it's pretty freaking epic, brother.
Thank you.
You guys did a damn tasty job here, bro.
Not bad.
Yeah, I mean, the whole spot. I mean, I saw it before, and I know what you're trying to do. And walking in here, you accomplishment. We'll take some pictures and we'll show it on the show too. But congrats, my friend.
Thank you.
And welcome to the show, dude.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Dude,
cool.
Yeah, dude, it's nice to get out of the beast for a minute, you know?
Every once in a while, you need it.
It's
recharge.
Like fresh light out of here, you know? Let me out of the cave for a minute. And then next to Zach is lovely Miss Corky. How are you doing, darling?
I am well, thank you. Thank you for inviting me.
Absolutely.
Happy holidays, everybody.
And for those of you who don't know, this is going to be our Christmas show, so we're going to talk a little bit about Christmas traditions and times. And Christmas happens to be one of my favorite holidays next to Thanksgiving, just because I like food. Duh.
Me too.
Right. So, but Corky, and for those of you who don't know, Corky is Instagram and Facebook huge promoter of all things in Fullerton, and we appreciate all that you do and have said and been a part of for me, and I know for you as well, right?
Yep. Big supporter.
Yeah, so we appreciate that. If I haven't said it to you directly now in front of the world, thank you very much for all that you've done for not just the restaurants, but putting Fullerton really on the map.
Thank you. Well, you know, it's of course well deserved for both of you. You, Chef Zach, Chef Cody, two of my favorite Fullerton chefs, of course, and also have put us on the map, put Fullerton on the map with all your culinary endeavors. So thank you to both of you.
Flattery will get you everywhere.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Yeah.
I didn't know.
And with that being said, you got to put that thing right in your mouth.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry.
Just saying there.
Okay, there we go.
It kind of rolls off the tongue. It's inappropriate, but it works.
I've been told.
And you know, with it happens. And you know, I think that's I think it's just starting. You know, even with what you're doing here, you know, you're taking a big step. And for those who don't know, we'll get into it. But what you're doing here and kind of the difference it's making and kind of the progression that this town's taken with food, man. It's good that we're both sitting in the same room and get a platform to kind of yap about it for people that want to hear it versus people that don't care, really. Right? I mean,
and we don't need them.
Yeah, we don't need them, right?
It's hard.
They can wait or find out from it from somewhere else, right?
Yeah.
So. But Corky, what do you have going on? I see that, you know, originally you just started, for those who don't know, Fullerton Foundry is where to find you. Yeah. But you're no longer just Fullerton, right? What all you got going on now? I want to hear about all the good stuff. I don't talk to you enough outside of like over a bar where I've got to run real quick or
right,
something,
so. I know. Every time I go to Wreckless now, you're behind, you know.
Slave labor is what we call it. Slave labor.
Indentured service.
Yeah.
I still have to say, you have to reconfigure your location. I miss sitting in front of where you're working.
I know.
Chatting you up.
It was, and she's talking about Grits, the unknown name now. It's no longer. It's the Asian patio or something, right? Like
I'm not
the bamboo hut where the pandas hang out. You can't go in there or something. I don't know what's going on over there, but yeah, the bar over there was a lot of fun. That was a good time. People actually were kind of in the kitchen with us, and it was cool. Everybody could sit there and just hear us talk shit constantly, which was pretty cool. It was
definitely. And you know, I got a little little taste here and there, whatever you're working on. Got to do a little sneak peek. That's what I miss.
Well, we're trying to. If you guys know Wreckless, the middle bar now that was like the charcuterie bar we thought would be cool, but turns out to be the kids' table and nobody wants to sit there. You feel like you're in trouble. We want to raise that up, and I want to take the first glassware out and have 6 seats there that are just chef's table.
That's
it. That would be good.
Yeah,
and I thought that as soon as I saw that spot.
Yeah, so it was we wanted to do the dining room first. I'm gonna get through the holidays. Going into January, February, we want to raise that up, and it'll be like kind of what you're doing here in a different light. Of course, we're not the same people, and that's what makes everything great. Is that'll be my version of a chef's table, and God knows what that'll hold or
balls,
probably balls.
Lots of balls.
Guaranteed balls, which by the way are coming back in the winter menu. Rocky Mountain Oysters are making a relive, dude. I'm not gonna call it lick my blue balls this time, just on principle, but it'll be lick my something. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Could be. Yeah, just lick it.
Yeah,
and you can make up whatever it is in your mind.
Yeah, I just changed a duck dish and just called it Duck It. I think it's good. They're like, what do you mean? It's like, well, you have to order it that way. So back to what you were doing. What all do you have going on now? I'll stop talking about balls and ducking it.
Well, that's perfectly fine.
Yeah. Well, it gets the viewers.
But yes, I started Fullerton Foundry as a way of promoting things in Fullerton.
Right.
The food, the culture, the community, the arts. And as a home cook myself, I found myself being drawn to all the different Orange County restaurants, Los Angeles restaurants, and whatnot, and wherever I would visit, whatever cities. And I just thought that, so many different locations are doing a fantastic job of promoting excellence, with regards to the culinary, the bar programs. And I found myself just promoting, the whole like food and drink culture outside of Fullerton as well.
No, it's great. And the one thing is you write very positively, which is nice. And I don't think it's fake. Right?
I'm not a critic.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm not a critic. I'm here to promote the culture, but at the same time, I'm not going to be sugarcoating anything, that I've tasted or anywhere that I've visited.
Well, it's food and booze, man. In the general, which people got to get, like in this industry, people don't like stuff. It's just how it goes. If I got 100 people that eat with me, there's a couple of them that don't like what they're eating. Yeah. It's just how it goes. That's just right. I mean, you run across this every day. You get a bad review. You're like, hey, man, people aren't gonna like everything you do. And that's okay. And I have that talk all the time with people that are like, well, I didn't want this or I didn't want that. It's like, hey, man.
And I think you're doing a good and if not everybody likes it, I think you're doing a good job, because not everybody has the same palate, because God forbid, how boring would that be that everybody has the same taste?
Or even trying to run around and just trying to please everybody is exhausting.
It's too much.
Staying true to yourself is the better thing, the better option, no?
Yeah, 100%, man. Well, I think we've all gone through phases. I definitely have gone through phases of trying to make everybody happy, just because it was easier, to be honest with you. I thought, you're like, I just give them whatever they want. Mm-hmm. And in the end, you ruin your identity. In the end, you lose yourself in it, right? You're like, okay, well, now I'm just a people pleaser, which God knows I was never that. Right?
Definitely.
Yeah, right? We're not that was never my goal in this whole thing.
I remember.
Right.
Yeah.
At first, when we first did a bunch of stuff back in the day, I mean, it was the first kind of, I think Haven did it first, to be honest with you. I mean, Greg was the first one to kind of tell everybody to fuck off and eat what he's putting on a plate. And I admired that. I was like, hey, man, that's a set of cojones in this city. Right. And hats off to him now. Now he's in Laguna doing good stuff. I haven't been down there yet, but I know that Harley is a beautiful location.
The space is incredible. I got a chance to go over there
and check it out?
See it. It's awesome. He's got a beautiful kitchen line.
Yeah.
I mean, the upstairs dining, downstairs, it's awesome. I think he's going to really kill it.
Yeah, it does. It really sucks to be right on the beach in Laguna.
Yeah.
Right? I mean,
worst nightmare?
Yeah, right? You're like, what happened? You're like, I'm going to go outside and breathe for a minute. And it's like beautiful ocean air.
Where's Chef? Oh, he'll be back.
He'll be back. No, he's done great things. And, that kind of set the mark for that. And then now it's morphing, right? I think the scene's morphing. Where have you been to eat lately that you think's good or talking about or noteworthy, or had some cocktails that's new?
Okay, the latest cocktails that I've been to is the Wolves in downtown LA.
Oh, yeah.
So that's really with fantastic. Kevin. With Kevin, yeah. Oh. Kevin used to be with this bar called Puzzles in La Mirada, which I unfortunately never was able to attend. But
incredible bar.
Yeah.
One of the best bars in Orange County, in my opinion.
Called Puzzles.
It was called Puzzles.
It was called Puzzles.
Okay. Gone now.
Gone.
It's gone now.
Gone.
Right. But, they just developed this fantastic bar program. And Kevin is now the bar director. What would you call it? Bar director?
I believe so.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, okay.
Everybody gets a cool title these days.
Right.
That's kind of how it goes. You get a new card, you get something else, like a culinary magician will start putting on cards.
Right. He's basically that way. And
masochist.
And I believe his apparel also kind of follows the same suit where
he's eccentric.
Yes,
cool.
a little bit.
He's got that look.
Yeah.
And you either get a good cocktail or a good story from that guy.
Yeah, one or the other. I love people like that.
Smart.
Yeah.
Wicked smart.
He definitely has the frock.
Yeah.
And
we get the best words on this show, dude. I always look back and watch the shows and I'm like, man, I need to get my vocabulary up to the people that are on the show with me. Frock. I like that. That's good. Mark it, Tony. Frock. Done. Perfect.
And they make their own spirits over there, just kind of all the Amaros, everything is house made. Right. And so super geeky.
Perfect.
As far as liquor goes.
See, there has to be a niche for that stuff. That's what I'm talking about with food, with everything else. There's that niche, and if you're allowed to be the crazy guy, it'll work eventually, right? I mean, this guy sounds like he's been around for a while.
If there's a crazy guy when it comes to cocktails, he's got to be up there with some of the best. I mean, going and watching them at Puzzle Bar when we had the opportunity, It was a place where any person who ran any of our bars here, I took them to drink at that bar, because you learn so much just from sitting and watching.
just hanging out.
Yeah, it was incredible.
I'll tell you what, I've the whole cocktail thing is so new to me. I mean, I tended bar for like 5 or 6 years, but it was like Jack and Coke days. We never used the little spoon. Like, I never used a spoon. I don't know what that is, right? That was like Jack and Coke, get people hammered, right? Like, people ask me what my favorite drink is. It was like whiskey over ice, bro. I don't know, right? Like, this whole thing is a phenomenon to me, and I think it's taken. It's so cool to see people that do it the right way. And on the other end, it's like, I just kind of want to get a drink sometimes.
Right.
So I think there's a balance that has to be had.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know what you get here, but.
Well, you know, we're actually working on a menu that we try to play with 3 ingredients for our cocktails, but they have to be high quality ingredients.
Totally.
You know, so you have a good rum, a house-made orgeat, and maybe like a nice citrus or something, and then that's it. That's all you need. So, I mean, some people can do speed, and some people, they kind of frou-frou it up too much.
Right. They think, well, the overthinking process is the real thing.
Yeah.
So let's talk about what you got going on here, man, dude. I'm impressed, dude. I've seen the whole growth of it, and you're doing damn good, man. Tell me what all you got on. I want to hear the story, dude.
Yeah. So it's crazy. You know, I was hired to make a restaurant here, and we had no idea what it was going to be, and I spent a couple of days researching the type of cuisine we wanted to do and the style of restaurant. Went through Yelp, went through Google, went through everything, and found out, you know, that Orange County really lacked a prefix restaurant.
Right. The only one is Taco Maria, right?
Right. You know, and I'm not Mexican, so,
right.
I'm not even trying to compete with them. But it was something
I just mean
very
stylistically,
different.
they're the only one. They're the only ones doing like, hey, this is how it goes.
Then this is what you get, right?
Well, there's also Napa Rose.
That's Disney.
Yeah, that's
behind the mouse.
That's different.
They do a great job. Don't get me wrong. I'm not talking smack, but anything behind the mouse is different world.
So there were very few of us, and it seemed like something that we could take advantage of. I'd really only studied fine dining. You know, casual, I can do, but I like the frou-frou-ness. I like the artistic, you know, plate
You're a
ups.
tweezers guy, dude.
Yeah, dude, I love it. I love it. I got short, stubby fingers. I need a little bit of length, you know.
Me too.
I love comedy.
I love the fancy.
Dude.
Yeah, it's fun, and you know, having an arts background, it just kind of fit right into one another. And so that's what we did. We decided to start with a 4-course prefix menu here. Obviously, it's like hyper seasonal as much as we can get, but we do to fit into the area that we are in Fullerton with all a la carte spots. You know, we put 3 or 4 options per course to give you a little bit of an idea of like, you can pick the type of prefix that you want. You know, we have vegetarian options, all meat options, pretty much. It really depends. And then we just recently added a 6-course chef's tasting. So now it goes more in line with what we're trying to offer, where this is what we think is the best now. But it's a cool spot. We have an awesome bar program. You know, my guy Steven is he's killing it. He's inspired a lot by Kevin from Wolves, and we've talked and they've hung out, and so we make our own bitters here. He's got an old-fashioned menu. His drinks are reflective of what we have in the kitchen as well. You know, so he's got like a beet juice cocktail using a beet shrub used from one of our desserts from the pickled beets, and everything just really flows in together real nicely. And then a nice wine list. You know, we're gonna be changing that up. Our beers are all really good.
Cool.
You know, it's just fucking cool stuff.
Yeah, man. But the progression from here was Citizen Kitchen, right?
Yeah. So Citizen Kitchen was a side project.
Right.
You know, it was never even supposed to happen. But we looked at the time frame of what it would take to open a new restaurant, and obviously with delays that happen.
Oh man.
Yeah. I mean, we were a year behind for Journeyman's alone. And so while we were waiting, Citizen Kitchen was another restaurant that was serving your typical hotel style dining. And when I took over, I talked to Charles, who's my partner. He's the owner of the hotel. And I was like, look, if I'm going to be your chef, I don't know if I can stand behind this menu. You cannot say that I work here and sell that menu. And I had a restaurant design in my head. I had the menu layout. I had everything ready to go. And I kind of put together a business proposal, if you will, for Citizen Kitchen. And I gave it to him. I said, read this over. This is what I would like to put in this restaurant spot. And the next day he came up to me and was like, all right, let's do it.
Yeah, cool.
You know, and 2 weeks later we had the sign up, and we were already, I tricked him a little bit. We were already doing the menu after a while, and the service style had changed. Then it was just a marketing thing. You know, so
they don't know the evils behind how this really works.
Yeah.
They're always like, "Oh, it's a good idea." I'm like, "Yeah, I had it for a while."
Yeah, it's already happening.
It's already going, dude.
Yeah. Well, that's what we have to tell a story here, and that's part of the story. You know, the Journeyman's name comes from just the idea of traveling and learning and growing. So when people are coming in for the first time, we let them know. I talk to as many tables as I can and let them understand, like, hey, you can come back tomorrow, and stuff could be different. You know, not vastly different, like you said, but you know, you come back next week. We've had people who have returned, thankfully, you know, 3-4 times so far.
Right.
And we've only been open for, you know, a short amount of time. And it's different. It's new. We keep growing and tightening things up. We started with handwriting the menus, you know, and that became so much work.
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
Yeah, it was.
I mean, I love the deal. I love that, but man, that's nuts.
Yeah,
that's like I had a guy who's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna churn my own butter. I won't mention any names."
Yeah.
And I was like, "What?"
Well,
No. He wasn't churning his own butter.
He wanted the customers to churn his butter.
Exactly. He was having the customers.
Bro, well, it turned into like it turned into a hot dog on a stick, dude.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Like making lemonade. Girls out there shaking. It was this is not exactly what you meant.
No, I don't have a butter churn. I have a KitchenAid. Yeah.
You have to admit, it was a novelty in the beginning, though.
I just laughed in hardcore, dude.
People did talk about it, as we are now.
Yeah, well, because it's hilarious, dude. Like, it was really funny. And he's killing it, by the way. It was Jason at Playground.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And he's killing it, bro.
Oh, totally.
Yeah, I worked with him in the lime truck, dude. He talk about eccentric and cool and sticking to your guns. That dude does.
He's one of them,
great. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
stuck to his guns, man. Telling people to fuck off in your dining room or whatever, and stuck to it. And he, you know, if he's wrong, he's wrong, and he's done a great gig over there. You know, and talk about changing menus. It reminded me. I used to my first theory at Hopscotch was take off anything that sells the most, just to make people mad.
Just to do it.
I would let it get completely blown out, like let something overtake the menu, and then just get rid of it.
You know, we're doing the same thing over in Citizen Kitchen right now. We're about to release some new menu items. And I mean, we have our kimchi crab rolls that are like, that's the hot thing. It's on every table.
Right.
You know, and yeah, you've had them before.
I have.
They're going.
They're delicious.
Yeah, dude, I'm telling you.
They're going. You know, not because
you get tired of making them is what happens.
Menu items, you know, menu items have a lifespan, and after a while, you know, are you making the menu items for the guests, or you need to keep something for yourself to keep going, you know, and that change, that growth is what keeps, you know, guys like us constantly, you know, feeling like we're involved.
You got to feed the crazy, dude.
Yeah.
You got to feed the crazy. That's how it goes.
And you really have to. I mean, we had just watched Bohemian Rhapsody.
Oh, that looks
rad
great.
movie.
Yeah.
Dude.
Have you seen it?
Rad movie.
Oh, I gotta see it.
Same concept. Freddie Mercury's like, no, we're not going with that same song. We're not going with that same concept, same line of thinking. We're not going to give the masses, you know, the same kind of flavor that they're used to. We're taking it out. We're going out of these boundaries. We're giving them something new, something more creative, and they're still going to love it.
And he's saying like, what? Like, I'm not going to give you what you want. I'm going to give you what you need.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
100% what you don't know. It's the give them what they don't know that they don't know theory.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Everybody thinks they don't know something. That people come to me and tell me, I don't like anchovies. How do you know? When's the last time you ate an anchovy?
Yep.
They're like, oh, I had it when I was a kid once. I'm like, well, I'm pretty sure.
I smelled them or something crazy.
I'm pretty sure that you don't know that you don't like anchovies.
Exactly.
You just thought about it. So it's like, you know, give them what they don't know that they don't know.
And that was the same way with me growing up too. I hated Filipino food. I'm of Filipino descent. I hated it. I hated it when I was growing up. And now I love the funkiest.
Yeah.
I love the funkiest flavors.
Yeah, the funk's a real thing now.
Yeah.
I'm so stoked that the funk's a real thing.
It's definitely coming. And I mean, some of the greats in the world, they're the ones that are like pushing it forward. And
dude. Well, thanks to Poc, Andy Richter was probably the biggest like pusher of fish sauce on the planet, right? Yeah. Fish sauce wings.
Fish
like, dude, I'm doing it now. I'm playing with fish sauce all over the place, right? Thai balls.
Eyeballs.
Yeah, which by the way, those may make a return in a fast food spot real soon.
Well, the beautiful.
Just gotta plug that in there.
The beautiful thing about the Thai balls is the little funk, you know, the little salty, fishy, but then there's a little sweet, you know, it's
it's dirty is what it is. And that's really what if I were to say my favorite kind of cuisine is dirty. Like, you know, some people like I love the idea of fine dining. I'm more like the fucking clunky. I like that, dude. I like clunky.
You're my antithesis.
Exactly.
You're like we're the opposites. 100%. I love it.
And it's the cool thing is I appreciate the shit out of it, man. I go eat. I love all that stuff, dude. I love watching it. But you ask me to hold a pair of tweezers, and I'm like, you know, like I can't. It's not a bad thing. It's just not my MO, you know?
Yeah.
But I love it, dude. I love watching people do it. I love the success of it in Orange County, man. I love that everybody's starting to try it. And I love that people aren't just escaping to LA. Right? I feel like
we got to keep them here.
Yeah, man. I feel like people are finally going, hey, wait, I don't have to drive to South Orange County, or I don't have to drive to LA, or I don't have to drive to San Diego. That
we're right here in your backyard.
They're right here, right? We're right by the beach, or we're right, in downtown, or and that's a new thing I think for around here.
Yeah,
exactly.
Absolutely.
So we're gonna take a break. We've been wearing these gray ugly sweaters because it is a Christmas show, and we've said absolutely nothing about either Christmas and or favorite Christmas times and or Christmas food. Yeah. So shame on us. Yeah, right?
Yeah.
We'll talk about it later. So when we get back, we're gonna talk Christmas food.